Hello, my name is Stage Robinson. I will be doing my presentation on DeShaney versus Winnebago, 1989. In 1984, 4-year-old Joshua DeShaney lived with his father, who physically abused him over a long period of time in Winnebago County, Wisconsin. At one point, the State Department of Social Services took custody of Joshua, but returned him after 3 days. The Winnebago County Department of Social Services took various steps to protect the child after receiving numerous complaints of abuse. However, the department did not act to remove Joshua from his father's custody. Joshua was hospitalized with bruises all over his body and severe brain damage. He survived but was permanently paralyzed and mentally disabled. His father was convicted of child abuse and sent to prison. Joshua's mother sued the Department of Social Services for returning him to his father. She argued that the department had a duty to protect her son under the 14th Amendment, which forbids that the state from depriving any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Court decision. Chief Justice William Rehnquist delivered that the Supreme Court's opinion finding that the state of Wisconsin and its local governmental agencies and their employees had no legal duty to protect Joshua because the Due Process Clause did not require the state to protect its citizens from the actions of private individuals. According to Chief Justice, the intent of Due Process Clause was not prevented was to prevent the state from abusing its power and protect the people by holding that no state will deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. This did not mean that a state must ensure that people were protected from each other. Thus, a state's failure to protect an individual from private violence, as in Joshua's case, did not violate the Due Process Clause. The court acknowledged that some instances in which a state is obligated to protect individuals, such as those who are incarcerated or involuntarily committed for mental health reasons. Under the 14th Amendment, a state's obligations toward these individuals stems from the state having imposed restrictions on their freedom, thus limiting their ability to care for and act for themselves. However, the court stated that this did not apply to Joshua because he was under the state's custody when he was harmed by his father. Even though Joshua was under the state's custody for some time when a hospital was granted temporary custody of him in 1983, the court argued that the state did not become permanently responsible for guaranteeing his safety. While Chief admitted that the facts of this case are undeniably tragic, he asserted that the physical damage inflicted upon Joshua was done by his father, not the state, and the state cannot control the actions of an individual. In addition, the court contended that had the state removed Joshua from his father's custody, the state itself would have faced charges of violating the Due Process Clause by inappropriately infringing upon private matters. Chief furthermore left it up to individual state law to determine liability in cases in which a state has failed to act. The Due Process Clause would not be the basis for determining state accountability. Implications. CPS did not get involved after Joshua's first hospital visit. If abuse is the reason Randy's wife divorced him, why was Randy given custody of Joshua in the first place? Joshua DeShaney died at the age of 36 from severe brain damage his father inflicted on him. This is the end of my case. Thank you.